there, Z here, and I won't lie, this is pretty much overdue. This review is so overdue that when I first started doing the Where Are They Now review, where I take an old game that I did a review on and it was an alpha, and I do it again when it completely comes out or it's more stuff has been put to it that it's not the same game that it was before, this should have been a number one. This should have been the first one because for the longest time it was my favorite survival game ever. And I've played a lot of survival games. I've played a lot of survival games in my time here. I've played so many survival games, I can bet you, I will put down money that I could go to the nearest forest somewhere around here. It's in South Dakota, so I'm probably going to have to travel for a while. So let's just say the nearest cornfield. And guess what? I could survive so long on my location because I played so many survival games. I bet you I could last until the night when I will be mauled by a cougar. We don't even have cougars in South Dakota. But guess what? They'll find me because that's just my luck. But guess what? Those 8 hours of non-cougarness, it's going to be so sweet. Sitting here eating corn, chowing down on berries that I find wherever I find them. I mean, that's not a good idea, but am I really going to be eaten by a cougar? If I can, like, go into a coma because I'm eating poisonous berries, probably the best thing to do. Because I imagine being mauled by a cougar sucks. Where was I going with this? Oh, right. This should have been the first one, because this is a good example of a Kickstarter done well. It's a Kickstarter that comes out, puts out an alpha, and you know, it's unpolished, it's buggy, it's gross, but people have fun with it, and people see what they're trying to go by, and they promise them that they're doing this, and they stand by their promises, and they put out update after update. This one seems to be that. It's not the other one. It's not the Kickstarter where after they put out an alpha, they put an update to the Kickstarter saying, sorry guys, quick update, I'm being sued from my other Kickstarters that I've been having out there because class action lawsuit against this guy because I've scammed about 13 different Kickstarters. So I need to take this $80,000 and apply it to that court case, and then obviously while that court case is going through, I'm gonna hop the country and go down to Mexico where they don't care about any of this shit. Sure, I'll be killed by the cartel, but I'm not going to be strung up by my own backers. Ha ha! Hopefully it's not this. I haven't played this in a while. That entire string of what I just said, quite possibly, it's happened. Haven't played this in about a few months. So let's get into this. Let's get into the review and find out if it's good, bad. God, I hope it's good. God, I want more. I want to see more stuff from this. Hinterland Games, please don't fuck me. Please don't fuck me like my uncle fucked me. The alphas of yesteryear. The games of the future. Welcome to Where Are They Now? Now, this game has gone through a lot since the last time I played it. Update after update, a release date, and then obviously the final product. And since everybody knows that I'm a professional reviewer, stop your fucking snickering, okay? I'll do the professional thing for those of you who don't know what this game is and just kind of go through it. And what better way of doing that than going over the typical day in the life of the Long Dark? Wake up in a post-nuclear winter wonderland, run to the nearest broken down dam, loot, light a flare so you know what the fuck you're doing, be at awe at the beauty surrounding you, wonder what happened to this world, get frostbite because you're not really fucking paying attention, make a fire to warm up, loot a dead body, leave the dam to go find another place to loot, get attacked by a wolf, find a cabin, find Bambi's dead father, succumb to the cold, mourn Bambi's dead father,
harvest Bambi's dead father's body.
And while you're at it, why don't you snap Thumper's neck? Well, you're gonna need as much food as you fucking can. Get back to your cabin and eat some dog food right out of the can and go to bed. This is like A+ night. This is a good day in the Long Dark. So as you can see, it's a survival game where you're pitted against old man fucking winter, and guess what? Mother Nature hasn't banged him in a while, so he's pissed. You are somewhere in Canada during a seemingly never-ending winter, or it just may seem never-ending to me because I couldn't get past 2 weeks surviving in this game, and the entire idea is to, well, survive. So if you can't do that, you lose the fucking game, sorry. Travel from region to region to region, abandoned building after abandoned building, looting and plundering and scavenging for one more day of that sweet, sweet, cold, miserable life. Man, this game's really hitting home. It fucking hurts my chest. And while traversing this winter wonderland, you need to keep up on your hydration, your food, your fatigue, and the warmth of your character lest you look like the multiple corpses you're stealing things off of. This can be done through multiple different ways. You can obviously eat food, you can repair your clothing to survive a little bit longer in the cold, drinking pop, or just shoving your head in the toilet and start gulping away, boy. Who would have known the bullies in high school weren't really bullying me, but training me for a post-apocalyptic life? Thanks, Jeremy. You cock. So, sounds like any other survival game you may be thinking, right? Well, make sure you don't die via the typical means of dying in a survival game, and it's a survival game. I mean, you're making it sound like a generic type of game, and a slight timid yes, yeah. But a more resounding blunt no. I don't think you're correct on that, because there is a reason why I played this survival game way more than any of the other ones in my Steam library. Because this one, right out of the fucking bat, is not only immersive with the changing weather patterns and sound effects that coincide with the environment that's currently happening around you, but it's also done in a beautifully unique artistic style. I mean, look at your character. Fucking look at him. I have never seen one person that white. Well, okay, I have seen one person that white, but, I mean, he makes subpar YouTube gaming reviews in his basement in the vain hope that he may one day become King YouTube, leader of the basement dwellers, but we don't talk about him. The simplicity of the surroundings help you kind of forget that you're playing a game. You just kind of jump into it and it gets under your skin. It's fucking great. And with this fantastic sandbox at your fingertips, all you have to do is survive, like I've been mentioning. But if you're one of those people who enjoy an endgame, kind of like me, there are also multiple challenges you could choose from where it's still survival, but hey, as soon as a main objective is accomplished, boom, congratulations! Break out the bad whiskey and good porn because you just won the game, you beautiful human disaster. So now we're all caught up on what the game is all about. What is so much different than what it was before when I first reviewed this? Well, you can go and look at the previous review, but I never encourage anyone to look at my previous videos because they were not good. Like, you don't think this one's going well right now? You have no idea what's bad, sister. You have no idea what's bad. Well, everything looks a little bit prettier. From the GUI to the graphics, everything looks more crisp. It's kind of like a YouTube video finally going from 360 to 1080p. But instead of all of that, they also have things that make it look a lot more desolate, like something actually fucking happened. Like, what do I mean by this? Well, before the final release date, all these structures just looked abandoned, right? No one was around besides kind of random things that you can loot from and some dead bodies now and then, right? Now, there are still some corpses that you can desecrate every once in a while because this dude does not need this can of beans as much as I do, but there's also random shit everywhere. A room that really had nothing to it before looks like fucking Big Boy Touchdown nearby. And with how much random stuff is strewn about, it's so fucking visually chaotic. But that visual chaos really matches the idea of, hey, something happened here and nobody just packed up all their shit and left. Back when I played this game before, I thought this was a game where everyone got raptured and their dead bodies were just left behind to freeze because everything looks so clean and neat, and it's just like, oi family, let's go down and meet our family down in the USA there. You know, watch out because they have guns. It just sounded like everyone just got up as an entire city and was like, okay, we're gonna leave now. And then some people got left behind, probably the cousin that stays in your grandma's basement because he refuses to get a job. But it just seems like, oh, there's not enough dead bodies to prove that there was a family here, but there's one dead guy. But everything else, oh, look, the bed is made. Oh, that's kind of weird. I don't know why the bed's made if everyone was supposed to get out of here in a friggin' hurry. But you know what? They definitely nipped that in the bud because no matter where you go now, random shit everywhere. You have no idea what you're looking at here. All you know is that you're dying from hunger and you want one more piece of beef jerky! They have also incorporated the action oil, which, oh, it's good! I love it. I love this action wheel. Finally, I don't need to navigate through 7 menu screens to eat my expired can of dog food. I can get food poisoning in 3 easy clicks. No problem. Easy peasy. Simple as bleh. They have also updated the cooking mechanics in the game, whereas before you just made a fire, you put the piece of meat to the fire, and 4 seconds later it would be cooked. Now you actually have to have some sort of pan or pot or can, put it over the fire, and just wait a few minutes. You have to actually wait there a little bit, which is nice if you need to, sew up another piece of underwear because the fucking wolf bit a hole in it. Gameplay isn't the only thing they updated, though. From the last time I played, they, added a few maps, which, is great. It's a great thing. You can only play the same 5 maps for so long before you start feeling like a tour guide to this place instead of an actual survivor.
And here on our left, you will see dead body number 7. His name was Tom Thompson. He was 32 years old, lived alone, and had a fetish for small Asian women with abnormally large feet.
And even though I haven't really played each of the maps when I was getting footage for this game, I did play Hushed River Valley without recording it, and just nostalgic good times exploring a world that you are unfamiliar with and slowly dying due to your incompetence with the game. It's fantastic. I will have it no other way. They have also added a forge system where you can craft arrowheads and you know what? I didn't really figure out how to do any of this, okay? I really didn't do any of this. I saw forge and I'm like, oh, that looks complicating. Okay, we're going to move on to the next thing. They also added mooses into this game, which, again, I haven't seen the moose, but in the crafting system, you can make like a moose poncho or something like that. So I know that they're in here. I just haven't quite found them yet. And speaking of clothing, you can also double up on things like shirts and sweaters and coats and pants and underwear to help you keep the cold out, which, it's only logic, right? That's logic, right? You get cold, you put on more pieces of clothing to get the cold out. It's the same thing if you're hot. If you're hot, you take off pieces of clothing, and then you get arrested because apparently you don't do that during jury duty. If the AC is broken in the court, why do you have it in this court? Fix the AC or move the trial. Do you think that dude is bad for killing his wife? I'll take you all out if you don't fix that fucking AC! But remember, the more clothing that you put on, the slower you will become, and the less things you'll be able to carry because you're obviously having the clothes on to begin with. So do what's best for you. Sprint from building to building before the frostbite takes off a toe or two, or bundle up like Randy from the Christmas Story and travel at a snail's pace. Completely your call. And if the sandbox or the challenges don't sound good for you at all, you can also play the story mode, which, man always makes it sound bad, but it's not bad, it's average. Like, it's an episodic single-player game, with it currently only having 2 episodes, and they're working on the next, I think, 3. Which, for me, it's fine. I've played a Telltale game before in my life. I understand what's going on with this. The only thing is that, like, the voice acting is pretty meh, and, by the end of... I guess I never really got to the end of episode 2, but for the most part, I have no idea what's happening. It's a little disappointing. Not bad again, but, like, 6 out of 10. I'll give it 6 out of 10. The plot doesn't really explain too much, but obviously that's what more episodes are there for. But hey! Let's give it some time. It's not so bad if you would give it a shot.
It's been a while, I know.
Yeah. Years. I haven't heard from you since...
I know. And I wouldn't be here if it weren't important.
Well...
Now this is the time where I wrap this entire thing up in a nice little bow, but I think I've already done that. I really can't think of anything else I could say. The only thing I could say is probably the negative part. And the only negative part is, A, if you've played 200, 300, 400 hours of this game, you'll probably like the new maps, you'll like the story, and that's probably it. Honestly, I played a lot of the game just the way it is, and I went through a lot of the shit I already knew. I kind of knew where all the good stuff was, and it takes away a lot of the fun, in my opinion. Now, if you're bored and you have a movie that you would like to listen to in the background, fantastic game for that. That being said, you can also kind of understand that it's a slow-paced game. It's a slow-paced game. You walk through blizzards slowly. You cook food slowly. You purify water slowly. Everything is slow in this game. So if you're looking for the survival game of Call of Duty, it's not going to be this one. You're not going to like this one. But if you're looking for a survival game that pushes you This probably has to be one of the harder survival games because it's so unbearable. You go into a cabin because you're like, it's night out. I'm gonna cook me some steak. I am going to purify some water. I'm going to sew as much as I can until it gets too dark that I can't sew anymore. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna wake up, and I don't have a lot of supplies to go to the next spot. But you know what? I'll do it anyways. I'll wake up and I'll have a good time. You lay down, you wake up, and just it's like, that doesn't sound good. And then you open up the door and it's like, oh, it's just a whiteout. There's just a massive blizzard here. I don't have enough food to survive an entire night here. I'm gonna go and waste some. Maybe I'll take a nap here. Maybe I'll take a 5-hour nap. When I wake up, it should be gone. Blizzard's still here. I guess I'm going to die in this cabin. Might as well pull a Shawshank's Redemption and just, like, write my name on the fucking wall and hang myself because it's not letting me out. It can be like that. You could walk outside and all your shit is in bad condition, so you're like, how am I going to pull through this? And you eat everything that you can. You eat the plants that you were holding to make a tea out of them, but you eat them anyways because you were gonna die. And then when you get to the next location and you're dying, you're cold, you're hungry, you're thirsty, and you're thinking that this has to give me stuff. Please give me stuff. I've spent 3 hours playing this game. Please let me loot like a MRA or something like that. I need it. I need it. And then they don't. And when they do, it feels good. But when they don't, you're like, how long did I live? 6 days? Let's see if I can't make it a week. At least that's what I think, guys. Look at a bunch of different YouTube videos if you feel like you want to drop the money on this. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you've enjoyed this. And I hope you enjoy your weekend. Motherfucker, cheers.